Subscribe Squad, it's another day, it's another freaking dollar. Today we're going to be reacting to the Coast Guard Bootcamp video here today. But I'm back, big dog. Woo! Let's roll this intro real quick.
You know my squad, you know my squad. I said there ain't nobody messing with my squad. You know my squad, you know my squad.
Sup, big dog, sup, whoa, back, I'm freaking back. Obviously, I just got back from boot camp, and I am so happy to be back. I'm going to do an entire series dedicated to my experience at boot camp and just probably, Coast Guard, just my experience. But before we get started today, I do need to make a disclaimer. Big old disclaimer. This right here is an unofficial video. So what that means is that I do not represent the Coast Guard in any way, shape, or form. These are my personal experience, my personal views. Not only that, not here to profit whatsoever from this video. I'm also turning the monetization on off. So that's a major key. Remember that these are my experience, my opinions, and my opinions do not directly reflect the Coast Guard. Shout out to the IT program, because probably just got flat because I say Coast Guard, Coast Guard, Coast Guard, Coast Guard. But I did just want to share my experience of what it is that I had and boot camp, and I thought what better way to do it than to react to a video that's already been put out by Business Insider. And if you guys want more information about the Coast Guard, then definitely get to Googling and go on their official website. Make sure you go on their official website. I'm just, going to describe my experience and see how accurate really this video is. I also might react to the second video that they put out in regards to like how the pandemic has affected, because I'm literally fresh out of boot camp. A week ago is when I came back. I'm officially a Coastie. Woo! Woo! So I'm excited. I have my A school in October, I think, or somewhere around that time. And I'll keep you guys up to date with my journey and everything else. Got sunburnt when I was out there. All types of stuff. But ultimately, my experience was great. It was pleasant. I'm happy to be a Coastie. So, I just, hope that my experience will inspire somebody else to get out there and join, or look at, any branches in military that you guys have as well. And, of course, always go to the official website. Do me a favor, hit the like button, sub button, the bell button. Check out my other content, mainly on the channel. We got, obviously, reaction videos, my own music, whatever it is. Check it out. And if not, like I said, maybe you want to be a Coastie. But hopefully I can provide you with some good, accurate knowledge. So let's tap into it. This is a longer video. I don't know. I might skip through certain parts. But what it takes to survive Coast Guard Boot Camp. Let's go!
158, 157, 156,
Louder!
155,
Open your mouth!
153,
Let me tell you, bro, that is accurate. That right there is accurate. 158, You're screaming your face off, bro. That's beautiful Cape May. All this information I'm saying right now is something you can just Google, but that's trainers here in Cape May with the big old, Coast Guard. Was literally just there, bro. Like, I'm getting memories. But how that recruit was screaming their face off, yeah, to be honest, you gotta be louder than that. Yeah, if I just screamed as loud as what I was screaming when I was there, I'd probably blow your ears off right now.
Open your mouth, man. Keep going. Don't tell you to stop.
This is Coast Guard Boot Camp.
Okay, so that is right there. Well, I don't know that they're in an IT session, but man, I was literally exactly in that position though. Like, so they're in their Gore-Tex. It must be winter time, or it must have been cold or whatever. So what they have on top is their Gore-Tex gear. And then they got their watch beanies on. So they must be in the winter time. But they're having them hold the piece out, right? Because that's what we call the weapon. It's a mock weapon, right? But I think it's an M16 or something like that. And so they have you hold it out straight ahead like this, and you go like this, and you just switch back and forth, and you're doing that, bro, for 20 minutes. Or the squats, like right here, that is so accurate. Why did I tell you how many times we did that? Psst, wild.
Go what?
Before they get to serve in the United States Coast Guard, all recruits have to graduate from the Coast Guard's 8-week basic training program.
See, I was blessed. I was in the depot program, so if you're trying to go into depot, ours was actually 4 weeks. The reason why it was 4 weeks, and this is, like I said, you can Google all this information. We had an extra week added because of ROM, restriction of movement period. That's just because of the pandemic and everything that was going on with that. Where you do stuff, but you don't really do anything. Boot camp doesn't start until after you get out of ROM. That part. Let's see. So that's a petty officer first class, whoever, I don't know, I don't see the name, but I can tell by the collar device because it's 3 chevrons. And so most of the CCs there, the company commanders, are petty officer first classes. And so when you respond, right, to like like you're pretty much only responding a certain way. You're either saying aye. So whatever this person, you'd be aye, petty officer such and such. Right? Or you would say, if you had something to say though, or you would say yes, petty officer such and such, or you would say senior recruit, my last name, petty officer such and such, I request to know, or something like that. Like that's how you would respond. But yeah, as far as being in your face like this, they weren't in our faces like this, and I'll show the updated one because of COVID and restrictions and things like that. So they weren't this close to you. They never really got this close to you.
Oh my God! Get away from me! Oh my God!
But the fact that you can't understand, it's not like audible. It's the truth, because at a certain point you're just screaming out words. Like it's not audible. On the back, if you see on the back, there's this thing that says square, right? And so what that is like somebody's office. You're not allowed to go into the people's office. You have to square it, so you have to knock on the office. Boop, boop, boop. Like really loud, and then you step in front so the person see you, and then once they address you, then you speak. But you're never inside of the office. Anytime that there's like some type of engagement, let's say it's a senior chief or something like that, it's out in the open, so everybody's hearing your business, bro. If you messed up in front of everybody. Everybody's hearing your business.
It's not easy. There's a reason the program is designed the way it is. We have people from all walks of life that come here. It is a small portion of the youth of this nation that are at least attempting to raise their hand.
It's where they
Okay, that's literally that's the USO, bro. It's really that's accurate too. You get there because the people are flying in from everywhere, right? So you get there, your company's in there. You don't really know if it's like your company or is it somebody else. And you're all kind of sitting around waiting for it to happen. Like, and then they check you in, and there's a bunch of paperwork, obviously, because of the pandemic and, like, COVID tests and all that. And then you wait around until they say it's time for the bus. Bro, let's see if they show an accurate depiction of what happens.
spend their final moments before beginning their journeys as Coast Guard.
We are going on a family vacation.
They hitting us with the ads. I don't have my ad blocker on. Here we go. This is...
Guardsmen.
Why am I doing this? I don't know, it sounded like a good opportunity.
My grandfather was in the Coast Guard.
My mom's whole side of the family was in the Navy, but I didn't really feel like the Navy was my calling. And the Coast.
It's always interesting to hear people's reasons why. Like, why did you join? Like, what is your reason why? My reason why is I wanted a challenge, so that's just number one. I wanted a challenge, and I feel like boot camp was going to give me that mental challenge that I wanted. And I feel like for me, I always rise to the occasion, so every time I have a challenge, it just elevates me in my life, like, even further. And then two, I really wanted to help people. I feel like, you know, military, there's so many benefits in the military, and just people don't know about it. And there's just like this fugazi kind of like misnomer about what the military is. In Coast Guard, it really fit me in the sense of it's like it's what you make out of it, and I feel like I'm that type of person. If you put a bunch of effort in, you'll get a lot of results. So many benefits. Like I said, you just Google most of it, or whether it's a 9/11 bill, GI Bill, VA loan, tuition assistance, healthcare is huge. For me, it's only, and as I said, my experience is only $50 a month, or roughly around that, for healthcare. Whether it's for, you know, medical, and you can get dental, like just so many things. And if you have a family, right, that is $200, roughly around that price, that is just like a no-brainer for me. So you mean to tell me I only have to inconvenience myself for a month, really, and I got all these things out of it, on top of, you know, just being able to dive in a whole different world and have a whole different network and community of people. I feel like it's freaking fire. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but remember, I keep putting this disclaimer out here. My opinions do not represent the Coast Guard. My opinions are my opinions based off of my experience. That is it.
Coast Guard felt right.
I don't have a ton of money, man. I don't come from money, so I didn't really, couldn't really afford school. So this kind of seemed like my only option to do this without accruing a large amount of debt. So
I'm most nervous about, honestly, just the yelling. Something you just don't get used to as a day-to-day life as a civilian. So.
The yelling didn't bother me. I'm being like, I don't know if that's weird, but it didn't bother me. That didn't bother me. There's lots of yelling though. There's for sure lots of yelling.
This is the last non-stressful meeting you're going to have for the next several weeks. It's a learning experience.
I hate to laugh at this, but that is the truth. That is the truth, bro. This is the last non-stressful, like, real talk. That is it. It's right there at that USO.
Their teaching methods are just a tad different than what you're used to. They're going to walk into a world that's very different for them. It's going to be very intense, so that when they go out into the fleet, stations, and cutters, that they're ready to help and ready to perform.
The incoming recruits enjoy what little downtime they have left.
Let me give you a little background. Matter of fact, I'll let it play while I talk. A little background. So the average age of like a regular company, right? Regular recruit company is 19. So the average age of what my depot company actually was 35. And so it's made of, I think we were made of like 90% like reservists, and it was people, you know, who had, some of them were former prior military, others were, you know, police officers, others were just people like me who, you know, had an education. I just graduated college, whoop whoop, and you know, I own my own business and operate that. So, you know, I had an asset of what, you know, the Coast Guard, hold on, we can't miss this, we cannot miss this, that part. I had an aspect of what the Coast Guard, you know, felt like would be great and a benefit to the Coast Guard. So our makeup was a lot different, and so a lot of our depot program, it was the first of its kind, and I'll have a whole separate video about this, but we were treated like an 8-week company, even though that we weren't one, and as far as life. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is set up to benefit somebody who's, like, never been away from home, you know, like, doesn't really have too much life experience. So you have to teach them a lot of, like, knowledge and execution and things like that. So that's why the program is set up the way that it is. And it makes sense, you know, to do all that structure and stuff. But we had the true, authentic experience, even though we were a different age. But you got to get this bus. The bus is so crazy, bro.
Before they line up and head to the bus that will drive them to Cape May.
Okay, Coast Guard, tough 8 weeks ahead of you. What's the motto of the Coast Guard? Semper Paratus. I can't hear you! Semper Paratus! All right.
The motto of the Coast Guard is Semper Paratus. It means always ready. These new recruits have about 2 hours to get ready for what happens the second their bus ride is over.
Oh, they didn't show the, like, there's a whole, like, bro, there's a way that they approach the freaking, yeah. They get you off that bus. I'll tell you that much. You getting got off that bus. They're actually, low-key, this one is kind of slower than what ours. Maybe it's because we had less people. We didn't line up on the thing. They just whoop us into the building.
Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye, what? Aye, aye, sir! Hurry up!
Obviously, there's a shock and awe factor to it. Kind of everything goes haywire for a little bit.
They teaching them how to left face, right face.
While we do need to instill that little bit of fear and sense of urgency in them that evening,
Your shorty! Yes, sir!
The main goal is get them in the building and get them processed and get the paperwork where it needs to go and get them in the rack.
Do it now. Aye, aye.
Aye, aye.
The first incarnation of the Coast Guard was born in
Okay, I don't need a history lesson. We literally learned so much of this. All right.
On a cold week in November, we spent 4 days at Training Center Cape May.
That's morning colors. That's dope. Yeah, so you got morning colors. And I don't know if I should say the exact time or whatever that morning colors is, but yeah, morning colors, and you have evening, or like it's called like reveille, I think is what it's called, or is it reveal? Morning and evening time, national anthem plays, and then everybody on the base stops, which is such a very surreal, peaceful moment. It's just in the middle of chaos, you have this peace where, regardless of where you're at, when that plays, you stop and you stand at attention, or depending on what your position is, you salute, or what the situation is. But it's just this pause in the middle of all the chaos that I thought was so beautiful when I was there.
8-week boot camp.
It's crazy how when you're going through this process, simple things like that really make you smile. Like it gets down to like this 30 seconds or a minute is peaceful. Like it really gets down to that.
Bootcamp itself, it is whatever you make it. You do what you're told, yes sir, no sir, aye sir, and it's as simple as that.
First, the new recruits are issued uniforms.
So this is obviously pre-COVID. They go straight into processing, and they're what their like in-doc weekend is. For us, we had ROM, so we didn't get to do pretty much. We were in PF gear. Like this shirt this guy has right here is considered PF gear, physical fitness gear. We were in that for 10 days, literally, and so our sweats were funky. By the time we got to wash our sweats, it was long overdue. You were smelling yourself. Mind you were able to wash your PF gear and like your underwear, everything else, but because you have to put your sweats on and off, like it just, the timing of it, like it wouldn't be back in time. It was a whole situation, because when we got there, it was still kind of cold, and then at the end is when it got warmer.
Next in line. Come on this way.
And after a medical exam and
medical processing is like hours. You're hours in medical, getting vaccines and all types of stuff.
Standard vaccinations, the male recruits get a free haircut.
It's not free. They make you pay for it. That's not accurate. That's literally just not accurate. It's not free. They make them pay for it. But they do get a haircut, for sure, for sure.
Very disturbing news out of Vernon.
Then, it's time for the initial physical fitness assessment.
So for us, like I said, it was PF until you're out of ROM or whatever. But yeah, that day you have your physical fitness assessment. They're inside. We were outside when we took ours. Weather was better, so that's probably why. But that block, that right there is a yoga block. I used that to practice, and thank goodness I did, because that's what I used, and I pumped them out. My requirement was 15 for my push-ups, and I think I got 20-something. So I hit mine. I was a little worried, but I hit all of mine. Sit-ups, I had to get 32 based off of my age, and I got more than that. I think I was at 40. In the mile and a half, I was supposed to do 15, 30, something close to that, and I was in like 12 minutes and some change. So past my PF, flying colors with just that. We'll talk about the swim test later.
Where the recruits have to do as many push-ups and sit-ups as they can in 1 minute. Finally,
so we got to run on the track. I'm glad we got to run on the track versus indoors, though.
a 1.5 mile run. Male recruits have 14 minutes to finish the run. Female recruits have 17 minutes. Not every recruit passes on their...
Yeah, that's not accurate anymore, but this is updated. 15 minutes and 30-something seconds is what we had.
their first try, but they do get another chance.
And so our swim test actually wasn't until like 3 days later.
You have 5 minutes to finish this test. Most of you should finish in less than 3 minutes.
All Coast Guard recruits have to pass a 3-part swimming test.
Go ahead, step to the edge.
First, jumping into the pool from a 6-foot platform.
Step off.
That's accurate. So what it doesn't depict though is the adrenaline. Like, mind you, I grew up swimming. I didn't even practice or whatever before. I probably should have, because I was at a swim test. And they also don't tell you that, but prior to this, you're wiped out. You're tired as hell with all these IT sessions and just them smoking you. You're tired as hell by the time you take this swim test. So whatever leg strength you think you have, you really only have about half of that. And so if you're not used to just diving like that, you're going to have adrenaline because you go under and then you go up and you got to catch your breath and then you got to swim all the way around. And then for me, I'm used to swimming with goggles, right? No goggles. So it's like, it's burning my eyes to be like under the water. So I'm like, oh, I got to swim above the water, which takes more energy. So it tires you out. But I made it through it. I was like, bro, I passed all this. I'm not going home for this. Like, that's out.
Then a 100-meter swim. And last, they have to tread water for 5 minutes.
Yeah, the tread water is true. You just get in there, they put you all in there, and they just have a timer, and you guys just make it 5 minutes, and that's it.
Coast Guard recruits don't have to be expert swimmers. Remedial swimmers are allowed to wear flotation devices.
So did nobody get no flotation devices, ours? So they must have stopped that. But did nobody get no flotation devices at all during ours? We had somebody, unfortunately, didn't pass and ended up choosing to stay in the 8-week company. But yeah, it probably would have helped her if she had a floaty.
After all of this physical exertion, the recruits have undoubtedly worked up an appetite, which means it's time for lunch. Or as
this is where you absolutely, you think that lunch is going to be the less stressful? Good luck with that. Like, good luck.
It's known at Cape May, chow. But chow isn't a time for relaxation or chatting with your fellow recruits.
What is it?
In fact, it's the complete opposite.
It's the complete opposite.
Let's go. Move your feet. How about you move a little faster, man? No, get out.
I could laugh now because I'm not experiencing it, but when you're there, bro, like, yes, you want to just be like, be invisible. Be invisible. The only way you can be invisible is doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, like hands parallel to the deck, all that, like, and you're moving. They're not moving fast enough. See, I move way faster than that. My thing, I was getting in, and I was getting straight to that table. I was, beeline. I was dang near at a sprint.
That's not where you sit. That's not where you sit. You have someone right there telling you where to go.
This should be one of the most relaxing times they have, you would think, but that is when all eyes are on them.
You're not special, and you didn't shave last night like we told you. A razor never touched your face. As soon as you get back from medical, I am taking you in there and
Guys had to shave like 3 times a day, man. I'm glad I didn't have to go through that.
ensuring that you shave.
You probably think that you get a little break from the company commanders, but when you go to your seats, the company commanders are staring you down and they're asking you questions.
Tell me about a Class Bravo fire. Who was Alex Haley? Tell me about Commodore Bertov.
Before they can eat, recruits are randomly stopped by company commanders and tested on required Coast Guard knowledge.
No way, Davis.
Recruits who answer...
And you guys are probably like, why is she yelling like that, bro? Because the louder you are, the better chance you have in survival. Like, that is your best bet.
...correctly are allowed to pass and eat their meals.
Carry on. Tell me about Douglas Monroe. It's not on the deck. Start writing. Aye, Betty Officer Greenwell. Start writing. Start writing. Start writing.
Those who fail to answer correctly are ordered to document their mistakes.
Say they didn't do that to us, but maybe it's because we were depot. I never really saw somebody have to do that, though, I'll be honest. They just usually just make you stand there and they try to humiliate you longer. That's probably more likely what's going to happen. They're going to grill you, and to the point where you're just over it.
Mistakes on a performance tracker, which is collected and reviewed every day by their company commanders.
It just goes to show you that there is no downtime in basic training.
Who the freak are you?
It's a sense of urgency in everything you do.
Sign the company out of the galley.
And it really, all at the end of the day, is there to assist the recruits and keep them sharp.
Carry on.
I'm You don't respond to carry on!
You don't respond to carry on. You do not respond to carry on, bro. That'll get you jammed up so fast. everywhere. This is so accurate. You're marching everywhere. You're pretty much not walking by yourself unless you have like an appointment, or you're like in your last week where you get to go to the exchange or something like that. And chances are you're still not by yourself. You're with one of your shipmates, and you're marching. Like, you literally are in step. Everywhere you go, you got to be in step. So get used to that. If you have no rhythm, might want to practice something.
Camp goes on, it doesn't get any easier outside the galley.
We're going outside to play some games because there's some stuff that...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Anytime they say play some games, we're going to play some games. Whoo, you're going to play some games, all right.
We did.
If an individual recruit makes a mistake in boot camp, the entire company pays for it.
So
She's a second class. I never saw a second class CC, so that's interesting. That's dope.
This is what I don't understand. I don't understand why we're in week 06. We still have gear drift in our damn squad bays. We still...
Oh, gear drift. They finna get it.
Still can't push in the hooks on our freaking racks, our laundry hooks. We're being lazy, Sierra, aren't we?
See, they're not really set. Well, okay, let me not speak of that.
I'm glad you agree. Fire, fire, fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
When recruits hear their company
Fire. You gotta run outside, bro.
commanders say fire, 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 it often means they're about to get smoked.
Yep. It better be 1, 2, 3. How many lines they haven't been? 5. Yeah, 5, and then you go all the way back. And the company commander out.
48, 47, 46, 45.
Find some real estate.
Here we go.
The smoke sessions, if you will, are
Oh, and they got the piece. This is not gonna be a good one. This is gonna be painful.
the physical exertion of energy to reinstill to them that what they were doing was not the correct thing.
Stop anticipating my command.
She making them do it on. It's worse than when they just like, cause if you get to just do it, you can do it at your own pace. But when they do that, bro, it burns.
We'll just keep playing this game until you get louder. Straight out in front of you. I was walking through their squad bays. Their racks weren't made properly. Just little minute attention to detail things that they should know as week 06 recruits. And so
They're in 06 and they were doing that? Oh yeah, they're getting got.
They got punished for it.
Getting smoked it's rough. It's hard to push through sometimes.
That position right there is deadly.
But at the end of it, you feel better because you made it through. You feel like it makes you stronger.
See, that's that young people stuff. Like, you don't feel better. I never felt better after any smoke session. Oh, heck no. I was like, oh my gosh.
Get on the deck!
Oh, did we lose count? Do we need to start over? Just do one good push-up. Usually in this week of training, we don't really discipline them as much, but we still have to uphold standards, and if they're not meeting those standards, then that's when we use these tools. Have we had enough? We need to be just as tough as the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy. So we have to also be held up to that standard as well.
Minute 26 probation on the quarterdeck.
Recruits who don't meet the standards of their company commanders are put on probation, which is signified by wearing a...
See, we're in depots, nobody really... Oh, no, somebody did get a red belt, but they got it taken off, like, the same day. It's just, like, I don't know, it's just not the same. It's a lot different because they condense our program, so it's a lot less that they have to focus. They have to focus on more in less amount of time, so they don't have time to really do that.
A red belt.
Are you even using your brain press?
You get put on probation when you're like falling behind the company, you have like an attitude problem. You wear a red belt that says, I need special attention, I need extra help, I need you to put the spotlight on me for a couple days.
Ramp!
Now that's where you don't want to go, is ramp. I literally prayed for those people there. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I literally prayed for them. Because what happens at ramp, bruh, I don't even want to know. Let's put it that way.
Recruits in need of even more motivation enter a program known as RAMP, which stands for Recruit Attitude Motivational Program. Recruits in RAMP are required to wear a red vest.
RAMP is a program we have in place for the recruits who don't seem to grasp the basic fundamentals of getting on board and aligning themselves with the Coast Guard core values. It gives them a chance to step back, realize the bigger picture, and that it means more than just the individuality in which brought the recruits to the training center. It's how.
Okay, so what he's really talking about, okay, let me not say that. let me rephrase. My interpretation, all right, my personal interpretation of, dang, I can't even say it. Dang it, I can't say that. Don't end up in RAMP. That's all I have to say.
How they operate as a team and as a cohesive unit.
When we filmed this, these recruits were completely unsupervised and weren't being ordered by their company commanders.
Get over here, Wentler! Get over here, Wentler! I don't understand why the hell everyone is counting but you. And then you cross that threshold when I can see you, then you start doing the right thing. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Chair sit. Chair sit. Feet shoulder width apart right now. Doing the right thing even when no one's looking. Say it, you.
Doing the right thing when no one's looking!
Louder.
Doing the right thing!
That's the worst part. And then not just doing the exercise, that you gotta scream while you're doing the exercise. It makes you 10 times more tired.
When no one's looking!
Louder.
Doing the right thing when no one's looking!
Louder.
Doing the right thing when no one's looking! Doing the right thing when no one's looking! Doing the right thing when no one's looking! Doing the right thing when no one's looking!
Shut your mouth. So take it. Tell me exactly why. Why you think it's okay to do whatever the hell you want, and then someone sees you, and then, oop, wake up, time for me to start doing the right thing. Not good to go. Not good to go.
I'm good.
Get upright.
I'm good.
Fly away from me.
I'm good.
That is so accurate. Fly away. Fly away.
In addition to undergoing intense physical and psychological challenges, the recruits actually spend the bulk of their time in the classroom.
The Coast Guard basic training is heavy in academics. It's almost, we use the term sometimes that it's like drinking information through a fire hose.
Recruits.
That's kind of accurate, but I would say that the most, like the actual classes themselves aren't difficult. It's the required knowledge that you're required, like your chain of command, 11 general orders, recognizing collar, shoulder boards, like all that stuff is because they force you to communicate a certain way. They force you to know that information. Like that's a lot more harder than the classes themselves. But then again, you're talking to somebody who just went through college and like had college courses, so maybe that's why.
Are trained to fight fires.
The firefighting course was dope. That was fun.
This so-called wet room is used to simulate a fire on a Coast Guard.
Yep, I did that. We had the whole shebang, all that on. That's super accurate.
Cutter, giving the recruits a realistic firefighting scenario. The recruits are trained in marksmanship.
Marksmanship was probably one of the funnest parts of the entire, like, it's only 2 days. I wish it was longer. I wish we got to do more guns and stuff like that. But that was fun. That was actually fun. And the CCs aren't there, so it's like it gives you a little breather.
And seamanship.
We're gonna practice on our knots right now, so everybody get your landers out really quick.
We did knots and stuff. That was like our last 2-3 days we had seamanship for us, and that was fun too.
While filming in this class,
come up through.
One recruit gestured towards our camera. An officer spotted this, and while the recruit was privately reprimanded for the offense, the entire company would have to pay the price.
Oh, y'all getting it. See, that's the difference. We didn't really have those type of problems because we were all like, you know, a lot more mature and like we was grown. There's people who had kids and all types of stuff in my company. So Like, they literally sometimes would have to, like, dang it, I can't say that either. Oh, we had an off-camera conversation. All this is, we didn't really have the same disciplinary issues as the younger companies.
You people want to act like actual crazy people all day at seamanship? I got a tool for that. 200 seconds, back online with a full canteen, go.
Canteen time, bro. That stuff burns.
Fly, fly, fly. Little blue blurs. Little blue blurs. Ears. Feet shoulder width apart right now. Get your canteens above your skulls. Finger.
The only thing you can do at this point is just count down time. Just count down time. Because you're having them up for 20 minutes now. She's not going to let you put them down. Just count the time down. Oh, no, she's a first class. I don't know why I thought I saw 2 chevrons. It's 3.
Interlaced, cap facing the overhead. You people have absolutely no self-discipline. Absolutely no self-discipline. So you're just going to remind yourselves, we have no self-discipline.
How did I know that? We have no self-discipline. Here we go. We are no discipline. We are no discipline. We are no discipline. We are no discipline.
We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline.
Get your biceps to your ear. Get your biceps to your ear. Scream your face off. Get louder. Get louder.
We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline.
Get it up, Lincoln. Up.
And you think a canteen is not that, nah, but you holding that thing for 20 minutes and you're already tired, bro, that thing feels like 100 pounds.
We have no self-discipline. We have no self-discipline.
Hey, Lindsay, you taking a nice little break now that I turned my back?
And then they mess with you though, like they're really gonna let you put it down, like, and then like somebody's really, no, they're not. You're holding it up for 20 minutes regardless. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who does it, doesn't do it. You're still gonna, you have to keep it up.
Hey, let's add a few minutes for that there, Victor. Thank you, shipmate. Thank you. We have no self-discipline.
You might think a small water bottle with water in it isn't that heavy, but after 20 minutes, your shoulders kind of get a little heavy, and once the sweat starts.
They're done, bro. Yeah, you know how many times we had to do that? Really, literally. Let's see what time she cuts it off. Oh, here comes the ad. This is really accurate, but the only thing that I say is like nothing is the same as actually being there. Like when you're actually there, it's like it's 10 times more intense. But
You're going all the way across.
oh, this is for the active people. Yeah, this is dope. For us, they took us all in the classroom and did a whole thing like
To Hawaii. The exact opposite area.
Will that work for you, David?
Is that good enough?
Yes, David!
Alright. You can't get Puerto Rico, you got Hawaii. That's pretty good, right?
Yes, David! Hawaii!
Where'd you want to go?
J-Rod! Syracuse Bishop! Anywhere! War!
Recruits can request the region or district where they'd prefer to be stationed after graduation.
Where'd you want to go?
Barrett Greenwell! Syracuse Parker! On any Coast Guard cutter!
Winner. Coast Guard Cutter Shackle. South.
And we didn't get graduation because of the pandemic, but it sucks because the company right after us gets to have family there for graduation, but we didn't get to have that, so that kind of sucked. But I will say it was kind of a blast. Looking at other people have to go through it and not me, because it was intense when I was going through it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video. Again, remember that this is an unofficial video, meaning that this represents my opinions, my experience, and does not represent the Coast Guard directly. I'm not monetizing this, not making any direct funds, and nor am I asking for any funds from you or any of that. Just enjoy it, have an experience. Comment below, let me know what you guys think, and we can go from there. Until next time, the like button, sub button, bell button. Lay you bye.